Hello, welcome to Dungeon Girls Podcast. I'm your host Justin. Today we're doing part 2 of our DC Comics back issue special. Where we're reviewing our favorite back issues from our collection. These comics are all written by Marv Wolfman, and the first one we're reviewing is the New Titans 64, which came out March 1990. Is written by Marv Wolfman and with art by, let me just check, Tom Grummett. Not George Perez, unfortunately. So the cover looks like it's by Perez and Grummett, and the cover looks amazing, man. You have Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke The Terminator, teaming up with the Teen Titans, which Nightwing isn't in this issue. It's just Beast Boy, or the Changeling as he was called back then. Speedy. I think that does he go by Speedy in this one? I'm not 100% sure. But Roy Harper. You got Cyborg and you have Starfire. So what this comic book is about, which this comic book includes like this profiles pictures for the movie Nightbreed, where it tells you all the different characters and backstory, which is pretty cool. The Human's Guide to Nightbreed. The Nightbreed want to meet you. Oh my god. Which, if you haven't seen the Nightbreed movie by Clive Barker, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool movie, man. But it made when I opened this up, I thought I had a bookmark in here. That's how much space it takes up in this book. So what this book is about is basically in a previous issue, Raven and a bunch of the Donna Troy, and Joe Wilson, aka Jericho, were poisoned by these group of shape-shifting creatures that want to infect the populace and turn them also into shape-shifting monsters. Which some of the monsters look like werewolves, like Batman, and the main leader is like this lizard man. Which they go into the backstory behind these guys, and it's fucking crazy. Apparently, they were like archaeologists who found like a spaceship that may have belonged to like ancient Egyptian aliens, and they injected themselves with the aliens' blood from one of the corpses, and they turned into half man, half animal freaks. So that they had, in the previous issue, they tricked Deathstroke the Terminator into bringing in a shipment of the blood into a synthesized serum of the blood into America, so they can turn people into the half animal, half man freaks. And Slade Wilson is really pissed off about that because he thought he was bringing medicine, or he was like shipping in medicine or some shit. So he goes in the sewers to find the creatures and kill them, right? So while that's going on, Starfire goes after one of the creatures because they need the creature's blood to help cure Raven and Jericho. And Donna Troy's like, okay, and like she doesn't find it, but like finds a woman that was beaten and snuggled, and chases after the assailants, and it's just your common thug and criminal. She thought it was the bat monster that did that, right? So yeah, afterward the Teen Titans go into the sewers to fight the creatures, and they team up with Slade Wilson, and this comic book is pretty cool because like you have not only do you have you have you have the Teen Titans teaming up with Slade Wilson, the Terminator, but you have them straight up kill the monsters. Like not Raven, Starfire, like lights up the main bad guy, burns him alive to the point where you can see his like skeleton, and but like he still keeps fighting back, and she just keeps blasting him with her Starfire, her Star Blast or whatever they're called, and like makes his skeleton explode, which was awesome. And this comic book was great. And at the end of the issue, you see Dick Grayson in his apartment, and he gets the door rings, and he goes to meet up with see who it is, and it's Tim Drake, the new Robin, and the new Robin was sent to Dick Grayson to learn how to be a better Robin. So he's probably joined the Teen Titans, or sorry, the New Titans for a while. So this was a pretty cool issue. You got a lot of action, a lot of cool art. Love the cover, and I'm giving this issue, I would say, an 8 out of 10. This was a great issue. All these issues were great, by the way, and I bought this at an antique store for like $1. I doubt this comic book is worth anything because it's not. I don't think it's a key or anything, but it has a really cool cover. Love this book. So the next book we're reviewing is Annual 7 of the New Titans, which came out in 1991. This book, I think it might be a key. I'm not 100% sure, because they do introduce new characters in this book. But if the characters aren't like popular, I doubt they're like this book is worth anything. So my copy is a little ragged. When I bought this at the same place, but they didn't feel like bagging it or boarding it. This book is also a tie-in to a crossover event called Armageddon 2001, which the cover for this book is great. It takes place in the future where Dick Grayson is the last Dick Grayson and Tara are the last surviving members of the original Teen Titans, or New Titans, and they're part of this resistance group where they take orders from this guy who they don't even know who he is, and there's like multiple Teen Titan groups, and they're fighting this dictator called Lord Chaos, who fancies himself a god, who is numbing the populace with drugs called numbers, and in the beginning of the book you see Nightwing, who is looking very much like Captain America with his shield, and he has also a stupid kind of top knot hairstyle. Well, it's not top knot. It's like, he has like a ponytail, and you can tell like they were going for a Captain America feel because he also carries a gun in this book as well, and like his sidekick in this book, who's also part of the Teen Titans, is Red Wing, which is this red-headed girl with a green and yellow costume with red wings on her back, who she can fly, and it totally just reminded me of like Captain America and the Falcon, because the Falcon has this like pet bird called Red Wing. So like, yeah, I'm surprised Marvel didn't sue nobody. And like other members of the team, you have I think his name's Kilowatt, who's this guy who's like made out of electricity. You have the vampire, named what was his name again? Well, his superhero name is Knight Rider. I forget his his other name. He named himself after a demon. I know that, but I can't remember. And you got this girl named Raj, who is in love with Dick Grayson, and her powers are she can transform into anybody. So in this issue, which this book is a pretty cool book. It's like 50, I would say it's like 54 pages long, maybe a little bit more. So like you're getting a lot, if you can get this book, you're getting a lot of content. Right? And also I forgot to mention, the book is called 2001 The Titans Odyssey, which it's by Marv Wolfman, Tom Greenberg, Willie Blyberg, Ian Alve, who's like a anchor, John Costanza, and Adrian Roy, and Monarch Peterson. So you have this guy. The book actually starts off with this character named Wave Rider, who's from the future, who's trying to find out who the Monarch is, which Monarch is this like villain from his presence in the future, who may or may not be a superhero from the past who went evil. So he's trying to find out Monarch's identity so he can kill him. So he accesses like Nightwing's memories as him and the Titans are getting kidnapped by the Wildebeest, who kill the Titans except for Dick Grayson, and he looks through his memories, right? And that's when we get we see the Teen Titans future in 2001, where they're fighting this Lord Chaos guy who turns out to be the son of Donna Troy, and Donna Troy being Wonder Girl, and her husband, whose name I forgot. Which he's a pretty cool villain, but his costume just lets you know right away. Oh yeah, he's Donna Troy's son, who he aged himself to adulthood apparently. I don't know, this book, it has like a cyberpunk post-apocalyptic feel to it. Like it turns out Lord Chaos is aligned himself with aliens, and you have our characters just like in the other previous comic book I reviewed. You have our characters fighting the aliens, and they just go they just go Punisher on their ass. Like you see Nightwing blow off the head of one of the aliens. You have the vampire dude slitting throats and shit. The Kilowatt dude is just frying the aliens with his electricity powers. The Mirage Girl, the Mirage Girl feels like she's kind of useless on the team. Oh, they also have this AI called Prester John that helped them on their missions, and he was apparently a member of the New Titans who was killed, and is the brother of Redwing. Oh, in the end of the issue, it includes in New Titans 80, where the boss wants them to travel back in time to kill Donna Troy. So that sucks. Why don't they just tell her to have an abortion or whatever? So yeah, this is another 8 out of 10 book in my opinion. The art was pretty cool. I love Nightwing's costume in this book. I think as a kid I had a toy of this costume, but he was missing his left arm, below the elbow, so that's probably why he didn't have a shield. I think that was the case, because he had a ponytail, and his costume was very different from the costume on the figure looked just like this one, but I could be wrong. So the last final issue we're reviewing is Deathstroke The Terminator. Sorry. Fuck. First issue, Take No Prisoners by Marv Wolfman. And who did the art for this book? Steve Irwin, penciler. And you have inks by Will Blyberg. This issue is called Full Cycle Chapter 1 Assault, where it starts off with this guy in a really shitty looking one-man attack helicopter attacking a train in Germany, which is protected by the wife of the ex-wife of Slade Wilson. Deathstroke is called Lady A, or Adeline. In this book, you know, he attacks this guy attacks the attack helicopter, attacks the train, and shoots Adeline, who's also a mercenary, who was protecting the train because it had a shipment of drugs or whatever, of chemicals. And it cuts to Slade Wilson in Africa, who's been living in Africa with his best friend called Wintergreen, and he's hunting elephants. He's doing big game hunting, but you know he's killing the elephant because the elephant has been destroying buildings in this poor African village and destroyed their food supplies. So he kills the elephant so the African villagers can eat it and sell its tusks for money. So he goes back home, and his house gets attacked by the guy who attacked the train, who knows who Deathstroke is and knows who his wife is, and blows up his house. Deathstroke tries to kill him with his staff, which also shoots out rockets. After that, he finds out about his wife, goes to Germany, which there's a funny scene where after the attack their house gets destroyed, so does their only vehicle, and the guy's like, okay, we got to go to the airport. We got to go to Kusama, that's where the airport is. And the Wintergreen goes like, that's 30 miles. What's your point? It's like, dude, we have to walk. Oh my god, dumbass. So yeah, after that he meets up with Alan. Wintergreen goes through the backstory of Deathstroke the Terminator, how he was part of the Special Forces training regiment in Camp Washington, was trained by Adeline, who later became his wife. They got married. He volunteered for experimental serum that turned him into Deathstroke, gave him enhanced strength, reflexes, gave him the 100% mental capacity, even though that's not how that works, but that's how they thought it works. You also get the backstory behind Grant Wilson and the original Ravager, and then Slade Wilson in his costume goes to interrogate Adeline's employer, who may or may not be her new boyfriend. So that scene was awesome. Also, at the end of the issue, it's revealed that the villain who attacked Deathstroke and Adeline is the Ravager, the new Ravager, whoever that is, which is probably going to turn out to be Grant Wilson. I don't know. So the next issue is called The Hunt, and the last page you see the Ravager in his new costume. It looks really cool. So yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it because, usually I remember this being kind of boring because it was an origin story book, but they kept the origin story light, and there's lots of action in this book. And I really liked the Slade Wilson and Wintergreen combo. Though, what does wintergreen bring to the book other than like some humor? I don't know. Yeah. So like, yeah, I'm definitely going to pick up more. There is a trade that collects the first couple issues of Deathstroke The Terminator from its run, which this book I think ran for more than 50 issues. At least that's what I saw online. So like this book, I have no idea how much it costs now, but I think it's considered a key. And this came out in '91, by the way. So yeah, that's. Oh, I would give this like a 7.5 out of 10. It was a pretty cool first issue, and I love the cover, man. Even though the cover is basically just Deathstroke, like posing with a machine gun on the cover. I don't know, man. I love this cover, dude. And the fact that if you look at the back, you see like pigeons. It's like the sun is like rising. Man, a lot of cool color in this book on the cover, man. It looks. I think this is a beautiful cover, man. Yeah. So that was the back issues I reviewed for this video. Yeah. That was pretty much all my Teen Titans related back issues, and that's the thing, because I mostly collect trades, even though trades aren't really worth anything. So yeah, the reason why I reviewed these new Titans books, or Teen Titans books related books, is because my next review is going to be the new Teen Titans games, which is an original graphic novel by Marv Wolfman and George Perez, which this came out I think recently, like a couple years back. Not recently as in, like a couple years back. Not recently as, whatever. So this book, I haven't read it yet, but basically it was, this book was made like a while ago, and it was basically Marv Wolfman and George Perez putting out like a new Titans book for the fans, like years after they had concluded their story. But it took a long time to make this graphic novel because George Perez has been like losing his eyesight, which is why whenever he works on books, he'll only do the covers. So yeah, I've been meaning to read this book for like a long time, but I just never got around to it. I never got around to it, man. Because I was originally going to pick up some New Titans omnibus, read those first, and then read this. But I never got around to it. So I'm like, fuck it, dude. This book has been in my graphic novel collection for like a long time, and I never read it. So fuck it, I'm gonna read it now. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, check out my other comic book review videos. Alright, peace.